co-authors of the Coastal Resources Act was Tom Evans, former Delaware Congressman, and our first person guest this week. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell me,
Thank you, Michelle. Great to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad that you are here. How did you become inspired to draft such a bill?
Well, I worked for Russ Peterson for a while, Governor Peterson. I was on his task force on marine and coastal affairs and got involved then, but I grew up on the water, the Nanticoke River and the Atlantic Ocean in Seaford, Delaware, and in Rehoboth Beach. And so I've had an interest in the environment for a long, long time. And one of the things that I've learned along the way is the environment is so important to our economy.
Do you think the bill achieved what you wanted it to do when it passed?
Yeah, it saved probably about $10 billion. It saved a lot of lives, I'm sure. And if it had been in effect, and if New Orleans, the people there, had not destroyed the wetlands and the barrier lands, those 1,500 people would not have died. Not as many, probably something would have happened, but not nearly as many. And the same way with Sandy in New Jersey.
I understand when you co-authored the bill, along with Republican Senator John Chafee.
Two Republicans.
Of Rhode
Two moderate
Island.
Republicans.
Yeah. So tell me, Congress was ultimately controlled by Democrats at that time. How did you guys get support?
We got it because in those days, Republicans and Democrats worked together. I had a lot of friends across the aisle, including the Speaker of the House, Mr. O'Neill, at the time. And we worked together. There were compromises made over negotiations. We had a lot of negotiations. I met with the president about it. I met with Ed Meese about it, who was his counselor, and many others. And we got it all together, and we set up a coalition. Nobody gave us a chance at the beginning. The oil companies were opposed, the national home builders were opposed, the national realtors were opposed, and there were phalanx of lawyers that were working on their behalf. So we had a tough time, but we got them together, and it passed. And I think it was a good thing and an example of what can happen when people do work together and respect one another.
Well, awesome. Speaking of the Chafee's name in politics, let's discuss the candidates for president. What do you think of John Chafee's son, Lincoln, as a Democrat?
Well, he's not going anywhere.
Really?
He's probably a very, very nice guy. I knew his father quite well. I don't know him, but I saw the debate, and already Jim Webb, Senator Webb, has gotten out of the race. I imagine that he will as well.
What about Donald Trump? Would you vote for him?
Donald Trump is still there, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not for him. I'm for Joe Biden, and I'm also for John Kasich. John Kasich is the only Republican that understands the need for this type of law.
Yes.
He knows that there's climate change in this world. Most of the Republican candidates don't even believe in climate change. They believe it's a hoax, and it's not. Scientists tell us it's not. All the Nobel scientists have said that it is a problem. It creates the greenhouse effect in the atmosphere, and it makes this planet a lot warmer. So all the ice is melting, and the glaciers are melting, and that's a huge problem.
Well, let's get to the documentary. What has the reaction been to the documentary?
It's been terrific. We first had the first showing was at the Delaware Theater Company, which is a wonderful organization, and we had a full house back in early July, late June, and I had just last week we had a film was shown at Hollins University, my wife's university, a wonderful place, by the way, in southwestern Virginia. It was a great time to be there.
Okay. Well, Tom Evans, former Delaware Congressman, thank you so much for joining us here on First.
Thanks for having me.
For those of you at home, the documentary is called Battle for the Barriers. It's going to be shown at the Fort Lauderdale Film Festival on November 19th. If you want to learn more, then go online to battleforthebarriers.com.